this is so that I don't accidentally discharge any of the traps. So often I end up bumping the discharge and one of my traps will go off while I'm trying to get set up to head in the field. So I turn the dial completely off any number on the trap that I plan on using. So right now I'm on 6. I have 4 traps out there. So I'm keeping it off that mark so that I don't end up inadvertently launching a pigeon. I like to keep my transmitter close at hand, so I put it here on my vest. The nice thing about these Dogtra units is I have a beeper function, so I can find the trap, because so often I end up forgetting where I put them, and so that beeper function is nice. It also has a duck call, so if you're doing stuff with labs, you can integrate that as well. So nice little feature. The Double R Deluxe Dogtra unit. This has been kind of the standard go-to unit I use for when I'm using traps to teach bird dogs to point. We're using a puppy today that's been desensitized to pigeons. It's not afraid of them, so I know that it's okay to incorporate traps. I don't use traps very often, but it's primarily in an introductory phase. Once the dogs understand pointing, I try to use free-range birds because I think it teaches the dogs more appropriately on how to handle birds, as opposed to always having a metallic human scent point of origin for the bird. At least when the bird is free-range, there's no associated sense with it.
Party, let's call it a perfect weekend.
I'm using the Dogtra style training trap, and we're going to walk downwind and I'll show you how to set it. I like to use a bit of structure or cover to hide the bird behind. So when I'm working downwind, then I have that ability to kind of hide the trap as I bring the dog into the scent cone. I'm going to set it there. So the wind is blowing that way. So with it blowing downwind, I know the scent cone is going to be larger that way. So I'm going to take the pigeon, I'm going to dust up the area. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm going to really heavily scent mark this area, creating a scent pad. And then I will, this is going to be interesting with one hand, I will set the pigeon in the trap. This is what the trap looks like when it's armed and loaded. Oh, are you stuck? Oh, you're stuck. Come on, kid, let's go. As I approach the bird, I want to make sure that I bring the puppy in downwind but perpendicular to the scent cone. Despite the fact that this dog has already been exposed to pigeons, the metallic odor of the trap is creating a little insecurity. And you'll see that go away as soon as the bird is launched and she gets to chase. It's important to allow the puppy to come back and revisit the launch site several times if she has to, until she's ready to move on. And that's so that she can develop the understanding of what's happening between the scent location and the bird flushing. Here you'll notice that I'm using the path once again to
drive the movement perpendicular and slightly downwind of the location of the bird. I'm not terribly concerned about a pattern at this point. Once again, it's important to let the puppy come back and investigate the flush site as long as it takes until she's convinced that the bird is no longer there, and then we can move forward.
Paths. My goal isn't really to develop a pattern right now, it's just to walk her into scent so she understands what we're looking for. Here we go.
As this puppy establishes point, I am waiting for her to pounce to trigger the flush.
Let her go.
It helps her realize that her movement is what makes the bird fly away. Here you can see where the puppy recognizes scent and then went ahead and tried to take out the bird, thereby triggering the flush.
She tried to charge the bird, so I let her learn. She's not going to catch it by charging.
This puppy will have plenty to think about when she returns back to her kennel this afternoon.